Could Jesus have been the Messiah? In order to answer that question, we have to look to the Hebrew Scriptures. We're going to examine just one of the requirements for the Messiah in the Hebrew Scriptures today. Both Jews and Christians agree that the Davidic line is the line from which the Messiah will emerge. In order to understand this, we have to understand what the tribes were. You see, Jacob had 12 sons, and each of them were given a specific tribal identity.
Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Zebulun, Issachar, Dan, Gad, Asher, Naphtali, Joseph, Benjamin.
The tribe of Judah, for instance, was the tribe from which King David's family would emerge. And the kingship would be given to David and his descendants forever, very specifically through the line of Solomon. How does one know which tribe they belong to? The very first chapter in the book of Numbers tells us that tribal lineage is determined only through the father. Christians will very frequently point out that the genealogies in the New Testament, which, by the way, are conflicting if you go and you compare the two, but they will point out that the genealogies trace back to the line of David. And while that is true, a very important question must be asked. Whose genealogy is that really? It is claimed that this is the genealogy of Jesus, but there's one problem. If we're looking at paternal lineage, we have to stop and ask the question, who was Jesus' father? The New Testament is very clear in its claim that Jesus is the Son of God. He was born to a virgin and was not biologically linked to Joseph. If we accept this narrative that Jesus was born to a virgin, that means that Jesus does not have a tribal identity. Jesus would very simply be tribeless. Now let's take this on another spin. Let's stop and say, okay, we are going to accept the genealogy in Matthew. There's another problem. The genealogy in Matthew goes through the line of Jeconiah. Jeconiah was very specifically cursed by God that the kingship would never descend through him and none of his descendants would ever sit upon the throne. You can look this up for yourself in Jeremiah 22. I'm just going to throw one more wrench in this. The New Testament claims that Jesus is both the king and the high priest. Let's jump back for a minute to the 12 tribes. The Davidic line came through the tribe of Judah, whereas the priestly line came through the tribe of Levi. In order to be a king, one must be from the tribe of Judah. In order to be a priest, one had to be from the tribe of Levi. Jesus had one body and had no paternal lineage. Therefore, he could not claim either the priesthood or the kingship or even a tribal identity in any form. This is but one of the scriptural requirements that Jesus did not fulfill.